Hi, I'm Davis Onyeoguzoro, and I'm a first year PhD student at the University of Idaho, the coordinating campus under the supervision of Dr. John Shovik. And my research focuses in industrial automation and cyber physical systems. So, in simpler terms, I build intelligent solutions for hardware devices where I integrate sensors, cameras, and software to help these machines to understand and interact with the physical world around us, just like humans do. In my spare time, when I'm not whispering to the robots or coding all day, what I love to do is I love to watch soccer. I love to play soccer as well. I love to play ping pong also. Um, and aside that, I love watching The Office. How did Davis end up at the University of Idaho? Um, that was like the most asked question I've had. Like everyone that sees me is like, how did you end up in University of Idaho? Like, to them it seemed very random, right? But I can assure you, the honest answer is it was not random. It was very intentional. So my journey to here was I have a background in computer science. I did my bachelor's degree in computer science at Kaduna State University, which is a state university in Nigeria. And so even when I was doing that, I kind of like wanted more. I was just in the software space. Like everything I was doing was just software. And I just felt there was something missing, right? And that was when I started the whole quest of like going, seeing if I can integrate software into hardware. And that's when I started like researching and I came across Dr. Mary Everett, who is the research scientist at the lab here. And I read her story of how she transitioned from business to computer science, and I just felt inspired. There were pictures of the robots in the lab, and I was like, "Whoa, this looks interesting, right? It's Let me pick up a challenge and see if I can come here and work on this." So I reached out to Dr. John Shovik, who is my current supervisor, and Dr. Mary. So we had like interviews, and John was like really impressed, and he was like, "How soon can you get to the States?" And that was like a defining moment for me, right? Because it made me feel like, oh, I'm really wanted here. And despite my background and all that, because I made it clear that I've never played with the robots before. I've never seen or touched a robot before, and he was still keen on me coming here. So I feel like it was that like test of knowledge that kind of like helped me to come here. And so far, I've like done a lot for the lab as well. I love like solving problems, so I'm like always available for like the undergrads or like even other graduate students when they're struggling with something. I'm very keen to help because I'm like, okay, it was good when I learned this, when I came in newly. So I'm trying to like help others to learn as well, and just kind of like transferable knowledge and all that. So it's been a very good experience so far, the lab, and yeah, I really encourage people to come join us. So fast forward to me coming here. I then started my master's in computer science. At the fall of 2024, I was working on the wireless sensor networking space. So my master's non-thesis was in LoRaWAN. So kind of like so LoRa is a bit like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but it is different in the sense that it is longer range and it is very, very power efficient, right? It has a very low transmission power as compared to these other technologies like ZigBee, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, BLE, and the likes. So what's made us to like choose this project that my supervisor approved of it was because the research I was doing then, I noticed that most people were using simulated environments. They didn't really have a real world test case by case basis on like how factors like the weather condition, climate, and Fresnel zones and so much more can affect the transmission of LoRa packets, right? And so I noticed that most of the papers they just use. So I was like, no, we need to have you test this in a real world environment so that we can have like facts about this. And so we did that, and I and the team after I like built the setup, I also made a custom node. And so basically the experiment was to test 12 sensors using LoRaWAN, right? So we have a central gateway that collects all the data from these 12 sensors. So 11 of those sensors were actually commercial off the shelf, that is company sensors, while one of them I custom built it. So I wrote the firmware, got the hardware, and put the software there as well. So and it was interesting because out of the 5 experiments, what got the best result was the second lake experiment. So the lake gave the best results, and it's for obvious reasons. One, because of the line of sight. So there are no like Fresnel zones. It's just a direct line of sight between the sensors and the gateway. So there's no like interruption to like interfere with the radio signals. And so my sensor performed best because I kind of implemented some sort of adaptive data rate. So what that essentially means was I had my custom sensor to like adapt to the environment, in the sense that it's like a trade-off. So the more data you want to transmit, the shorter the range, right? But if you want to transmit smaller data, then you get longer range. So manipulating some of those parameters, like the spreading factor, actually gave my sensor longer range, right? And that's how my sensor like outperformed these other company sensors, and at a very very low cost. So my sensor, the build cost around $30, um, excluding manpower and labor. So I'm not including my labor, but but yeah, it costs around $30 to build the custom node that I had. So yeah, it was actually a very rewarding experiment. And yeah, after that, so I defended my non-thesis this fall 2025, and I'm currently starting my PhD. So we're kind of just looking at what are the projects that we have lying around, seeing what I can do. I'm kind of like polymathy, I guess. I love a lot of things, right? And I like to try new things. Everything is a challenge to me. It's like puzzles. And in everything I do, I try to give my best and make sure I get very good results. I believe we're experiencing a shift. We're experiencing a change in the way software is being built and the way software is being used as well. Due to the rise of artificial intelligence, right? AI is revolutionizing, the software space, and I feel like there is a gap that currently exists because AI currently exists in the digital space. You don't really see people applying AI in physical systems, and that gap that currently exists between software and hardware is what I like to call the physical AI. Is relatively new, but I feel like it's going to be the present and the future, right? So physical AI is more like you're applying these intelligence solutions or artificial intelligence, multimodal models to, machines, to robots. You're trying to help these machines and robots to be able to perceive, understand, and interact with the real world, with the world around us, right? I feel like that's going to be a very important field coming up. And I'm really excited to be in that space, to be among the front runners, if I can put it that way, or at least among those that are like doing some like research in that space. So I feel like physical AI is going to like really impact the world in like really, really, really good ways. And I'm glad that the lab is doing that. So the Center of Intelligent Industrial Robotics, we kind of like focus on that space as well. So like physical AI is basically what we do in this lab. We're all about industrial automation, right? Collecting the data on how to like drive informed decisions from this data that we collect from these various devices. So I feel like if you're watching this, you should check us out. Come see what we do at the lab. We're building really, really, really good stuff. So stop by, say hi, and hopefully you will see me around with the robots. I'll be whispering to the robots. And yeah, it's really a fun lab. So, come check it out and go Vandals.